Listen, you can hear it. Different voices, a whole new spirit. Ooh, people working together from every walk of life, making changes for the better. We've come so far. Look where we are. It's a whole new attitude.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to our kickoff, 100 hours for 100 years, the Joliet Region Area Chamber of Commerce. We are very, very excited to get this going. The staff has been working really, really hard on this event. We are all excited. Who knows what's going to happen over the next 100 hours, you guys, but I hope everyone is signed up for all the different events, and what a perfect day it is today to get this started. You know, the Chamber started obviously about 100 years ago, actually 100 years ago last February. If you think about that, 1914, you know, what was happening in 1914, you know, based on, we've got a lot of the same buildings, right, downtown here, but you think about all the things that have changed. You know, I've talked to Russ about this, the World War I, II, Korean War, the conflict in the Middle East, and et cetera, all the different things that we went through, the Depression, and the fact that there were business leaders in the Joliet area that somehow persevered and kept this all together, and that's what we're here for today, to celebrate that. It's not often that we get to celebrate a 100th anniversary, and we've got so many positive things right now going on in the Joliet area and with the Joliet Chamber. One of the most positive really happened back in 1999 when Russ Slinkard, our president and CEO, made the very difficult decision to get people together to rally around this building and to buy this building as a Chamber of Commerce. Now that's a little bit unusual, you guys, because most chambers rent space. You know, they just don't have the resources. In 1999, you know, I know at the time things were okay, but not great. And so fast forward all the way to 2012, and we had a burning of the mortgage party here at the Chamber. And I just think that that's such a cool role model. What a great example for business to be able to do that, to be able to purchase the building and pay the bank on time, and burn that mortgage because it was paid off, and all of that really is we would have to attribute that whole period to Mr. Slinkard here and his staff for holding it all together, and obviously all the members of the Joliet Chamber. So with that, I'd like to have a round of applause for Russ. Russ has persevered through all those times, and because of that, we've got something very special here today for Russ and his family. Russ has a lot of family here today. I think they've traveled quite a distance. If you're out there, you know, any of Russ's family, can you please raise your hand or something so we know who you are? Traveled quite a long way, and you've got to be very proud of Russ and his accomplishments. And with that, you know, we have this secret plaque that I think Mary is about to unveil. And Russ, I don't know if you have seen this yet, but it's official as of today. This building is the Russ Slinkard Chamber of Commerce building. So Russ, with that, we'd like to thank you for all the great years that you've served as president and CEO and continue to serve. Russ is a very wise leader, and we really appreciate all the skills that he brings to the chamber. So we've got today quite a few dignitaries with us, and I have a letter here. Mary handed me a letter from the governor, Governor Quinn, and it's congratulations to Russ and the chamber on our 100 years. So we'd like to start it off with that. I would like to read this right now, but I had a second grade teacher that told me not to read in front of public crowds. So I'm not going to do that because we do have other people today that I'd love to introduce. I think first of all, Carolyn Cheney. Carolyn is here. She's the liaison with Congressman Foster, who's been a very good friend of ours in this area in the chamber. And Carolyn, if you would, say a few words.
I'd be happy to. I'm Carol Cheney. I'm the district director for Congressman Foster, and unfortunately I did not have the same second grade teacher, and so I'm going to read a statement into the congressional record that the congressman has made because he was not able to be here today. He's in Washington, D.C. Mr. Speaker, I rise today in support of the Joliet Region Chamber of Commerce and Industry as it celebrates its 100-year anniversary. For the past century, the Joliet Region Chamber of Commerce and Industry has supported local businesses with training, charitable work, and community promotion. I'd like to recognize and thank the Joliet Region Chamber of Commerce and Industry Chair of the Board, Jeff Thompson, and the rest of the Chamber Board for their leadership and dedication to our community. I would also like to recognize and thank Russ Slinkard, the President and Chief Executive Officer, and all of the staff. The Joliet Region Chamber of Commerce and Industry has been a partner to the city as it has grown and changed over the past 100 years. It plays a vital role in the economic health of Joliet and the surrounding area. Again, I would like to congratulate the Joliet Region Chamber of Commerce for 100 years of service to our community.
Thank you, and again, we really appreciate Congressman Foster treated us very well. We went to Washington, D.C., let's see, I guess it was last October, and he really gave us quite the tour, so we really appreciate all of his support in this community.
Thank you. Jeff and I went to the same grade school, but obviously I didn't pay attention because I'm gonna read this. Or perhaps Jennifer will read it. We both have State of Illinois Senate recognitions, congratulating the Chamber on its centennial, and I want to amend this by giving our warmest personal congratulations to you, Russ, and our thanks for all that you've done. And finally, an apology. Usually we coordinate and we get a joint State of Illinois Senate recognition. We each got one. I apologize for wasting a couple bucks of your tax dollars. Jen?
I was going to say something similar. Usually government is so much more efficient. How did that happen, Pat? But I want to personally thank Russ. I've been standing in front of the chamber now since about 2006 and became the regional superintendent, and I feel like there's a lot of times I've been at these events and it always starts, I'd like to thank the chambers and I'd like to thank Russ. So again, in a new position, but I'd like to thank you for all the work that you do here for the Joliet area. Pat and I do work wonderfully together. This is the one thing I'm jealous of Pat, though. He is considered, although I have a part of Joliet, he's considered the Joliet senator. So I do want to, this is my hometown. I've had a father who has been a member of the chambers, and we've had a business here for 60 years, and this will always be near and dear to me. And although I don't represent downtown Joliet, it is always in my heart. So congratulations to the people here, to the Joliet area, and to Russ, Mary, and the members of the chambers. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jeff. As my father, who'll probably be up here in a little bit, will tell you, I wasn't one good for following directions either. So myself and Natalie Manley, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, but wishes to send her best regards to the chamber. We put together a House resolution that will be presented in full once we get back into session to adopt it, but I would like to read it to the folks here of the chamber and Russ. The State of Illinois House of Representatives 98 General Assembly, House Resolution number 1235, offered by Representative Lawrence M. Walsh Jr. and Natalie Manley. Whereas the members of the Illinois House of Representatives wish to congratulate the Joliet Region Chamber of Commerce and Industry on the occasion of their 100th anniversary of its founding on February 24th, 2014. of its founding on February 24th, 1914. And whereas the Joliet Chamber was formed on February 24th, 1914 with less than 25 members, today it has grown to more than 1,200. It is one of the oldest chambers in the state and the fourth largest chamber in the state behind Chicago, Naperville, and Rockford. And whereas the formation of the Joliet Chamber was initiated by the members of the Rotary Club of Joliet, who felt that the efforts to attract business to locate in Joliet were scattered and disorganized and had not produced the desired results. And whereas the Joliet Chamber was first known as the Commerce Chamber, it changed its name to the Commerce and Industrial Association and then the Joliet Chamber of Commerce. It adopted its current name in 1962. And whereas these days the Joliet Chamber's main focus is on legislation and education at both the state and national levels, transportation is a major issue for businesses in the Joliet and Will County area, and educating area students on how to develop a product or business and fund it is paramount in producing the next generation of business leaders. And whereas the Joliet Chamber is held by President and Chief Executive Officer Russ Slinkard. He has been with the organization for 18 years, and whereas the Joliet Chamber's mission remains to make business more profitable and to improve the quality of life in the community, therefore be it resolved by the House of Representatives of the 98th General Assembly of the State of Illinois that we congratulate the Joliet Region Chamber of Commerce and Industry on its 100th anniversary and wish them many more years of success. And be it further resolved that a suitable copy of this resolution be presented to the Joliet Region Chamber of Commerce and Industry as an expression of our esteem and respect. So, 2.5 years ago, I took office as the state representative of Joliet, and I'm going to tell you, this chamber has been one of the keystones in me making decisions when it comes to our hometown here in Joliet. Russ has been a mentor and a guidance that if I have questions concerning legislation and how it's going to affect our area, I don't hesitate to give the chamber and Russ a call. And thank you for being there for me when I need those questions answered. And on that, I would like to give you a Senate or a House certificate in acknowledging that the building is now named the Russ Slinkard Joliet Chamber of Commerce. So thank you and congratulations.
Have we heard enough whereases already? So anyway, we're here today as leaders to say thank you. Thank you to the Joliet Chamber, been here for 100 years in promoting business and economic development throughout not only Joliet, but throughout Will County. We are proud of the number of Chamber of Commerces that we have in Will County. But the granddaddy of them all is the Joliet Chamber of Commerce. We have tried to put together a collaboration of Center for Economic Development, definitely county government and municipal governments, but also working with our chambers to present a business-friendly attitude when you come to Will County, when you come to Joliet, that this is where you want to make your investment and place your business and create the quality of life for many, many of our citizens. It's truly been wonderful for me, Russ, over the last 18 years, having the privilege to work with you and get to know you, and the number of trips that we have made to either Springfield or Washington. Russ is a tremendous advocate of the Joliet Chamber and really the chambers throughout the state of Illinois. And when it comes down to it, we've had many wonderful chairmen of the board over the years for the chamber, but we look to Daddy. Grandpa maybe. We look to this gentleman as our leader in the Joliet Chamber. Congratulations to you and your staff. Welcome to you, Russ.
Larry, I couldn't have said it better myself. I don't think anyone connects better with an audience than Larry Walsh, you guys, and he does so much for Will County. So maybe another round of applause for Larry. Thanks, Larry. We've got the mayor of Joliet, Mayor Tom Girani, if you would. That's why I always like to go before Larry. I hate to follow him. But what a great group. You talk about a mix of people who's who from Joliet and Will County. And Russ, I didn't think you had that much power. You got an actual chamber day here in Joliet. On behalf of myself, the council, the residents of Joliet, thank you for all you've done over the years. I know you've worked close with myself and the council to help bring businesses here. You do a great job, you and your staff, and congratulations, 100 years. I think my dad was 4 years old then, but congratulations for all you do. Thanks, Mayor. Well, I think it's time to do a ribbon cutting ceremony here, Russ. So we've got the largest pair of scissors I've ever seen. All right, we have some refreshments, champagne, as Mary says, inside for everyone to start our 100-hour celebration. So if you would, we've got some food, some champagne and refreshments inside. So everyone's invited.
Different voices, a whole new spirit. Ooh, people working together from every walk of life, making changes for the better. We've come so far, look where we are. It's a whole new attitude. Yeah, things are changing. Different voices, a whole new spirit. Ooh, people working together.